Daylight, my MVVs, welcome. Distress Ebony is rumored to have bursted into tears, upon learning, Naomi, learning that Queen Naomi represented Ooni of Ife in an event, that she has been finding it really hard to comprehend the sharp twist of event between Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. That she calls that Kabiesi has been ignoring her calls. Why? That if Kabiesi pick her call, will she stop Kabiesi from going and being with Olori Naomi? Our people say it is survival, not bravery, that makes a man climb a thorny tree. Okay? Anybody who has been following this trend must know one thing, that surely Ebony would have really settled in with her thought that, look, it is over. My biggest scammer is gone. Like, this woman will never, ever stress me again. How is it even possible that when things even went the worst, like they were, something, This is an eye-opener to me. Even me there, here, as I am right now. Even if I hear tomorrow that Kabiesi and Naomi, God forbid, were physical, I will never think it's the end of the relationship, because true, few relationships in the world are like this. You will see the worst of it and you think it's over. They are going back together. And that is the same reason why they say, you see these women that will leave whatever they are doing and they jump into a married a man's hands and say, okay, because the man say, I'm having a problem with my wife, we are no longer together, we are no longer in love, and all of those things. You think that you have a place, a nest, that to settle in. You say these women, this is one of the most, unfair thing you can do to yourself, because most of these men, when they say that, their mind is still there, they still want to go back to such women. Now, what am I saying in essence? You see, Ebony must have been so happy, thinking that she won at the end of the day. Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi are no longer together. The relationship is over and done with. Nothing in this world can ever make them come back together. That was, the biggest disfavor she did to herself by believing that, because look, things just turned around, and they said the shock and everything at the way it looks like all the underground movement. Because I used to come here and tell you guys that, look, Ooni has been begging, Ooni has been making effort, Ooni has been doing this, Ooni has been doing that, right? Well, we used to say, like me, I used to come back, anything I hear, I'll come here and tell you. But I never believed that there would be something Ooni of Ife would say to Olori Naomi that will make Olori Naomi, succumb. And they said the moment he made mention of the fact that the one of the projects that he had in mind to do in the next couple of years, like 5 years from now, is to start building the new castle, the Royal Castle of Ife. That is what is going to be called. The Royal Castle of Ife, yeah? Not the Ooni of Ife Palace. This one right now, from the, the plan, the building plan, it is written there, the Royal Castle of Ife, right? So Kabiesi said, from what we are hearing, if the information is true, that he had this coming in the next couple of years, like 5 years from now, that he will be ready to build the Royal Castle of Ife. But because of the way event has turned out between himself and Olori Naomi, that he's going to, move that project forward, he will start that Royal Castle and make sure it is done between 6 months and 1 year, right? And the Royal Castle is supposed to cost the Ooni of Ife, the building of the Royal Castle, from what we are hearing, is supposed to cost the Ooni of Ife 3 billion naira, right? He said he's making funds available to start building the Royal castle immediately. Now, the reason why he decided to do that happens to be because he wants to move in there with his Olori, that is Olori Naomi. And so that others, he has married them. They are his wives. Yeah, are you hearing me? Yeah, for those of you who, people like our kind will be telling you that the Ooni of Ife say this one is not marrying this, is not marrying this. He say he has married them, they are his wives. Yeah. You know what? Why? Ooni is a leader, and they say you lead by example. Now, this woman, he married them. They did not force him to go marry them. He paid their bride price and everything. Should he get up one day and tell all of them to leave? He even made it, explained it to Olori Naomi's family that look, that Ife people will never forgive him, especially for people like Ebony. You see people like Ebony and people like Ronke. If Kabiesi gets up and tell them to leave, Ife people will never forgive him. Tomorrow, when any of these kids wants to become the Ooni of Ife, like maybe Ooni is not there, maybe 50, 60 years time or 45, 35 years time or something, and we don't know, it gets back to the Gise family, they will use this to collect it from them. At that point, it might even beat Tade himself. Ooni made it clear. They will use this. So, when I was telling you people that sending these women out of the palace, it's not the Tea Party affair. You will say, Delarai, where do you stand? Where do you stand? It is not a rocket science. It's just being objective. Under the circumstances, you're dealing with a king, and the king has a responsibility to his people, including his own wives. They are like his own children. People expect him to treat them with respect, to accord them respect, which is what he is trying to do. So he had to make this. He had already married them. There's nothing he could do. And so they told Olori Naomi's family that I love my wife Naomi, I want her back. But obviously, the one problem Naomi had was the crowd. Naomi doesn't want that crowd. And she's not faking it. Like, she's not saying I can manage crowd. She doesn't want the crowd. She doesn't. And Ooni of Ife does not want to marry Naomi and keep Naomi in the royal mansion. Why should the woman that he loves so much be in the royal mansion that others will be with him? No. And so he decided that he is going to build that place for Naomi. So the way event turned around, like it was almost like the thing just happened, boom, everything was fixed at the same time. Everybody shocked. And they said one of those persons that this event has affected so badly is Ebony as well. Not just Ikpi, Ebony has been so badly affected. They say she's been crying. That Kabiesi has not been taking her calls. What is going on? So if Kabiesi take her call, is she going to stop Kabiesi from going to be with Olori Naomi? That she is crying so much. Ebony, this is what we are hearing. If the information is true, that Kabiesi has been crying Ebony has been crying so much that what is going on? Kabiesi has not been taking her calls. What is going on? What has she done wrong this time again? What is going on? Why is Kabiesi not taking her calls? Because they said for days now, Kabiesi has actually been avoiding Ebony's call, and nobody knows what is annoying Kabiesi that is making Kabiesi to avoid the calls of Ebony. And Ebony has been crying and making so much fuss and disturbing the family. And you know that anything that has to do with Ebony, the family, they are right there in Ile-Ife. They go to the palace to go and meet with the Ooni of Ife. They said Ebony, who is, a few months postpartum, has just been like disturbing everywhere. And, it's been a whole lot for everybody, that she's been crying because she couldn't comprehend what has actually happened between Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media.